Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 24 of Naruto, the God of Shinobi. Before you enjoy this, I posted an episode of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage, on this channel, so go ahead and check it out and enjoy. And after this, on my main channel, I'll be posting What If Naruto was trained to be a mercenary, and also What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother. So go over there and check that out after this. And yeah, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family. And also check out my main channel and enjoy over 500 lovely what ifs. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Start the intro. You can change. You satisfy the rage in me. Take away my pain. You satisfy the rage in me. So the last time we left off, Naruto, along with Team 7 and Fu, accompanied them, along with Kurenai's group, but Kurenai Sensei wasn't there, and they were also accompanied with Yamato, as they were given a mission to scout out one of Orochimaru's bases. When they arrived, Naruto killed Yamato, as he then summoned the dead god, as he used all of the people in these cells as sacrifice to bring back Kushina to life. And now Naruto was ready to depart from Konoha because he is going to gather his forces. He then faced off against Kiba as Naruto killed Akamaru and then decapitated Kiba, as all the others came there and wondering what the hell was going on, and Kushina also knocked out Kakashi. So the last part we left off was when Shino already knew that Naruto was planning on doing something and it was time for him to fight back. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off, so let's start this new episode. Bugs started to surround Shino. Kushina and Fu stepped back. Sakura shook her head as she clenched her fists. I don't know what is going on, she said, stopping both Naruto and Shino, but I am not going to let you leave. That caused Hinata to come out of her shock as well, but she was still crying. Naruto raised her eyebrow. How exactly do you plan on doing that? Sakura didn't respond. Instead, she rushed at him and started to throw punch after punch, but Naruto easily dodged all of them. She did one wild swing and he grabbed her right shoulder and swinged her back with great force. I am not playing games, he said darkly as he activated his Rinnegan. I will show you that you're nowhere near my power. Almighty push. Sakura and the others were blown back, including Fu. Sorry Fu, thought Naruto. Movement then caught his eyes as Naruto and Kushina looked up as they saw Guy's team. You guys, said Naruto in surprise. What are you doing here? Tsunade had a bad feeling about this mission, Guy responded as he narrowed his eyes. It seems that she was right. Sakura, Lee said as he jumped down. Tenten readied her scrolls and Neji had a calm look on his face. This is it for now, said Kushina as she stepped closer to Naruto, making Guy's eyes widen. Kushina? He asked in surprise. Oh, hello Guy, she said with a smile. She then nudged Naruto. We should get going. As Naruto looked over to Fu, that was slowly getting up, as he then looked forward. Till next time, he said to Neji as he wrapped his arm around Kushina's waist, and the both of them disappeared in a black flash. Why did we leave? Asked Naruto as he and Kushina jumped from tree to tree. 2 reasons, said Kushina as she held up 2 fingers. 1. So that they can return to Konoha and let them know what happened. I am sure you wanted them to know that you're serious. And 2, she then shrugged. I want to get out of this dress already, and I want to have a shower as well. And are you sure that making them know you possess the Rinnegan was a good idea? Maybe, maybe not, said Naruto. But they have nothing on it. I still have the advantage. As the both of them carried on, a distance away, Obito sighed as he leaned back on a giant rock, as Yujito was currently watching her face in a stream. B was humming as he wrote down something in his rap book. Damn it, said Obito, I really don't know how to track down where that bastard Kabuto went. What now? Asked Yujito as she walked up to a tree and leaned on it. I don't know, answered Obito. I guess I should contact Mikato. Obito then jumped from his spot as paper shurikens were on the rock in seconds. Yujito and B quickly stood their fighting stance next to each other as Obito then landed a second later. Obito smirked as the 6 pains appeared in front of him with Conan as well. Well, this is unexpected, he said. I didn't think that you would show up just yet, Pain, Obito said. You're a problem that needed to be taken care of, said Tendo Pain. Oh, I see, said Obito. So Tobi was too scared to take me out himself, so he sent you. Take it any way you want, responded Tendo as he brought his right hand up. Universal pull. Damn it, thought Obito as he was being pulled forward. What is that? Asked Yujito as she didn't get a response as she and B both dodged paper shurikens from Conan. Obito teleported at the last seconds, while Pain brought his hand down as the 6 of them took their formations. Yujito was currently dodging the paper disc as it then started to circle back towards her. She was so caught up in trying to dodge that she didn't notice the fact that her feet was covered in paper. You will be captured, said Conan quietly. Yujito cursed as she then called on the Nibi's chakra as he blew all of the papers away. Well, we will see about that. Time to take care of these fools, said B as he came up from above the 6 pains. Summoning Jutsu, the summoning path said as a giant ox and a rhino appeared. B cursed as he brought out the tentacles of the Akatsuki as the rhino charged him head on. The rhino and him engaged in a battle of strength, but the rhino was pushed back as the ox then rammed him from the side. The Tendo path then brought his hand up as he pulled B towards him, as the absorption path grabbed B in a hole. What is going on? Thought B as he felt all of his chakra being drained out. B, said the 8 tails, this guy is absorbing my chakra as well, as B eyes widened as he felt his strength leave him as well. That's one, said Tendo as Obito then appeared in front of the summoning path as he placed both hands on his shoulders, and then the both of them disappeared. I don't sense him, said Tendo as he couldn't sense his other path, energy or anything anymore. The rhino and the ox then disappeared. The revival path took B over his shoulder as he jumped off into the trees as Obito was sneaking up. Almighty push, said Tendo. Damn it, said Obito as he was being blown back. I forgot that these guys share vision. A few seconds later, there was a huge explosion as Conan was flying with Yujito as Yujito was burned and her entire body had injured all over her. This is not good, said Obito as he stood up. Give up, said Tendo. I have worked with Tobi long enough to know a few things about that jutsu that you use. Obito then chuckled, perhaps. But you should know that his is incomplete, as he then closed his eyes. But mine is complete, Kamui. As Tendo widened his eyes, as the pain that sucks out your life was sucked away in a vortex. It is long range, thought Tendo. Your turn, said Obito. Konan quickly jumped at Tendo as she launched shurikens after shurikens at Obito. So Tendo Pain will not get sucked away in that vortex as it gained Tendo the perfect opportunity. Konan, get back, he said as he clasped both of his hands as he formed the black ball and it floated up in the sky. What the hell? Thought Obito as the ground underneath him started to be broken. He then vanished as he reappeared a good distance away as he gazed at the giant rock that was forming. I didn't think that he was this powerful, thought Obito. Tobi, you bastard, said Obito. This is not a setback that we need. As he started to walk away, Mikato is not going to handle this well. A couple of minutes later, Tobi chuckled as Pain and Konan threw both B and Yujito on the ground. You did well, said Tobi. It cost me 2 paths though. I am going to need time before I go after the Kyuubi, Pain said. And you can have it, said Tobi as he stood up. For now, we are going to seal the Nibi and the Hatsubi. What about Kabuto? Asked Konan. I have White Zetsu looking for him, answered Tobi. Black Zetsu is trying to find a way to get to the Nanabi, the Seven Tails, he said. She's in Konoha, said Pain. We can capture her at the same time when we capture the Kyuubi. Tobi shook his head. No, she needs to be captured first. But before we do that, we have things to do. Back at Konoha. What? Tsunade said. Tsunade, please calm down, said Shizune. Tsunade took deep breaths, making Shizune sigh in relief. As she gazed at the battered shinobi, is this true, Kakashi? And by God, you better not be joking. Kakashi could only nod. And he then spoke, it is true. He's right, added Guy. I also saw it as well. Tsunade clasped both of her hands. How? How can Kushina still be alive? And Naruto. She then turned to Shizune, called Jiraiya back this instant. Tell him that is important. Shizune nodded and ran out the door. Tsunade sighed as she then looked back at the shinobis. Alright, go home and get some rest. We're not going after him? Asked Sakura as she nearly screamed. Tsunade turned and looked at her with a glare. She wasn't in the mood for this. Do you have any idea where he is? Tsunade asked. Sakura looked down. Exactly. Now leave, said Tsunade. She and the rest bowed before walking out. As Hinata then stopped and turned to Tsunade. Is Naruto going to be placed in the bingo book? She asked with a sad look on her face. Tsunade sighed. I don't know. Fu then stay behind as well. I have a request. And what is that? Asked Tsunade. May I stay in Naruto's apartment? I have gotten used to it. Tsunade thought about it for a second. I suppose you can. But are you okay? I'm fine, said Fu as she bowed. As she then walked out. As Tsunade turned her head and looked through the window. Naruto. You bastard, she said. Currently, the three of them stayed in an inn. Kushina could only smirk. But how? Asked Mito. It was in the scroll that you gave me, answered Naruto. Didn't you read it? He asked with a raised eyebrow. Mikato shook her head. I can't. Only someone with Rinnegan can. Interesting, thought Naruto. So Madara didn't take any chances. That bastard was smart. I can give him that. The three of them then turned to their right as Obito appeared in a vortex. Why are you here? Mikato asked with a raised eyebrow. Obito sighed. We have a problem. What problem? Asked Naruto. B and Yujito were captured, he answered. The room was silent before Mikato shouted, What? In a deadly tone. Obito sighed. Pain showed up. and he was stronger than I expected. Mikato narrowed her eyes. That's all? You could have as Naruto, then interrupted. It is not a complete loss, he said. Mikato turned her head as she looked at Naruto. What do you mean by that? How long does it take for a Biju to seal? With the jutsu they're using, it takes longer the less people they use. As Mikato already know where Naruto is going with this. You want us to interrupt the sealing, am I right? Exactly, said Naruto. The only problem is that we don't know where exactly they are, said Naruto. I am not so sure about that, said Mikato with a smirk, as the others turned and looked at her. What are you hiding? Kushina asked. Well, someone on the Akatsuki is working for me. Who? She's talking about me, said Black Zetsu, as he appeared beside her. You? Said Obito. What the hell is going on? How long have you been working together? He asked. Hello to you too, said Black Zetsu, sarcastically. Naruto and Kushina merely watched this play out. Mikato sighed. I guess I don't have another choice, she thought, as she looked at Zetsu. Why are you here? She asked. Tobi wants to find a way how we can get the seven-tailed Jinchuriki, and also I wanted to meet him personally, he said looking at Naruto. Why? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. He chuckled. You don't know yet. Pity, said Black Zetsu. What are you talking about? Asked Naruto, as he was angry that no one will just tell him what the big deal was. Answer the question, said Obito as he looked directly at Mikato, as she then sighed. I was saved from the massacre by the same person who saved you. Obito's eyes widened. What? What do you mean by that? Mikato nodded. Yeah. Madara saved me, she said. Technically, it was me, said Black Zetsu. Only because Madara ordered you to. Shot back Mikato. Well, that is true, said Black Zetsu. Wait a second, said Kushina, as she looked at Obito and then Mikato. Just why did Madara want to save you too? Not only that, but I heard that you were crushed by a boulder, she said looking at Obito. Obito sighed. The truth is that I died that day. What? Said Kushina. But how are you here? You're here as well, responded Obito, and you were also dead. So Madara did the same thing I did, thought Naruto. Obito then turned to Naruto. I take it you used the scroll. As Naruto nodded as Obito continued. Madara did the same thing. There is another jutsu as well. That could be used, but if you use that, you will die. The scroll is much better. What summoning? Asked Mikato. It's a summoning jutsu where you can summon the Shinigami, as people call him, the god of death. Mikato's eyes widened after Naruto said that. There's a jutsu for that? She asked. Me and Obito are proof of that, responded Kushina. Obito nodded, and unlike the Rinnegan Pass power, you don't have to die after. That's a very wonderful jutsu, Mikato muttered. Yes, said Obito, but the point is, why didn't Madara tell me that he was saving you? She asked, as she then turned to Black Zetsu. And you? I thought that you went off with Tobi. Black Zetsu scoffed. I am basically Madara. Do you seriously think that I would follow that idiot? You of all people should know that the way Madara felt about Tobi's plan. So, you was just faking this whole time? Asked Obito. Black Zetsu nodded. Yes, I was faking the whole time, acting like I didn't know who Mikato or you were. You do realize how many times I could have killed you, said Obito, as Black Zetsu just shrugged. So, said Naruto as everyone turned towards him, how exactly did you manage to escape that night? Itachi was also surprised when he saw you, and I found it a bit strange that you could use a genjutsu on Itachi. That was his specialty. Mikato chuckled. Pretty clever, aren't you? But yes, it was the genjutsu. It was the very first white zetsu that Madara created. It took my place that night and died. Wait a minute, said Obito. Those clones go back to their original form once they are killed. That is Tobi's fault, said Black Zetsu. Madara created the first white Zetsu, but Tobi doesn't know how to really do that. So once he's died, they went back to what they were. But the first one that Madara created will stay in that form. I see, said Obito as he closed his eyes. Wait a minute, I still don't get it. So, who is this Tobi? Asked Naruto, as Mikato glanced at Obito. As Obito shrugged. Well, that is complicated, he muttered. And this whole thing isn't? Said Kushina. Fine, said Obito as he looked up. I guess you can call him my dark self. Naruto narrowed his eyes, remembering Dark Naruto. What do you mean by that? Asked Kushina. Obito shrugged. I don't understand it fully, but when I die, there was a part of me that resented what happened. That it shouldn't have been me, and when Madara brought me back, that feeling gained life on its own, and then there were two of us. At first, he wasn't bad, he was like a new brother to me. The only problem was since that feeling was born when half of my body was crushed, so was he. The only reason Madara bothered to save him because he was interested. Tobi always resented me for how he was born. But when Ren died, he changed. Ren? Muttered Kushina, as she knew that Obito had strong feelings for that girl. He pleaded with Madara to bring her back, but by then Madara did not possess the Rinnegan anymore. Of course, he decided to complete the crazy idea that Madara once told us was his plan. And that is, asked Naruto. The infinite Tsukuyomi, answered Black Zetsu. So everything that Tobi is doing is Madara plan? Asked Kushina. Obito shook his head. No, Madara gave up on that plan a long while ago. Why? She asked. He found a better one. As Obito then glanced at Naruto, who narrowed his eyes back. I am no one's plan. What I am doing is all my free will, said Naruto. I never said that, Obito said as he shook his head. Then what is this plan? That is for you to find out, interrupted Black Zetsu. So, he is doing all of this for Ren, said Kushina. Yes, he is, muttered Obito. If he is yourself, then why didn't you do this as well? Asked Naruto, looking at Obito. Obito shrugged. Because I know that Ren will never agree with it. First of all, she died, and I am sane to know that Madara's first plan was stupid. Even himself realized that as well. And why did Madara save the both of you in particular? Naruto asked. To represent the Uchiha, answered Black Zetsu. In what? Naruto said. Black Zetsu chuckled. Again, that is for you to find out. Naruto then turned to Mikato. I don't know either. The annoying bastard has never told me. And you've never forced him? Asked Naruto. Mikato shrugged. I am alive. Do you really think that I want to push that? She said, as Naruto glanced at Black Zetsu. As Naruto looked at Obito, I don't know either. That is something that he didn't tell me. Not that it really mattered, he said. Well, at least we're all on the same page now, said Kushina as she rubbed her temples. No, we are not, thought Naruto, as he remembered Mito's involvement as well. But he didn't bring it up. Well, now we need to figure out what to do with this setback, said Mikato as she turned to Black Zetsu. Well, get going. We need to find out where Tobi is sealing the bijous. Black Zetsu started to sink down into the ground. A pleasure to meet you. Uzumaki Naruto, he said as he disappeared completely. Wait a minute, interrupted Kushina. I still have to get a shower and change of clothes, she said. I am going to get Sasuke and the others, said Obito as he vanished. Mikato then turned to the two. How about some fun in the shower, she said as she smirked, as Kushina smirked as well, as Naruto in his mind thought, jackpot. Fu was currently laying on Naruto's bed as she already read the note that he gave her, as she then heard a knock on the door as she went to open it, as she was greeted by Anko's smiling face. So you're here, muttered Fu. No need to be in the dumps, said Anko as she flinged her arm around Fu's shoulder. The brat is going to be back, and when he does, he will destroy this village and he won't leave us again. Fu smiled but nodded as Anko smiled some more. Now we have a job to do. But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.